The game against Tampa, we were robbed. In this one, we stole. The Vegas Golden Knights win 6-4 against the Ottawa Senators on Nevada Day. Happy Nevada Day. I'm not used to it being the Friday. Like, when I lived there, it was always the 31st. And so it's still weird to me that it's the Friday, even though logistically it makes more sense because then 3-day weekend for a lot of people that have the traditional weekends. But the Vegas Golden Knights historically haven't really won on the Nevada Day games. Like, we've won twice in now 3 times in 8 years. The 2 times before this have both been against the Anaheim Ducks. So let's go. Shea Theodore back in because he's feeling better, I think. There were a couple of plays where it's like, oh, maybe he's not 100%, but we did have Aiden Hill starting. And it was Michael Amadio's homecoming, return to Vegas / revenge game that didn't necessarily probably go according to his plan, but watching the tribute video was really, really touching. You can see it on Vegas, the Golden Knights social media pages, and he's got a lot of moments tied to him. He had an overtime winner in the playoffs, like the double overtime Winnipeg game-winning goal. Stanley Cup champion, Michael Amadio. Interesting, I had not remembered that. And also with it being Nevada Day, it's matinee game, so we wear our white jerseys at matinee games / I guess Nevada Day games, because those are usually matinee games. And I don't have a Nevada Day jersey, because, but Thunder. I've noticed this recently because the trend has been the games that my kids have been able to watch because they're earlier. Vegas has lost every single one of them, and this game was trending down that path, except instead of it being because of my kids, I'm saying it's because of the earlier start time. Now, I guess it's just away versus home because that's the streak that continued, is that we're undefeated at home, 5-0-0, none of them in overtime, all in regulation. Let's go. My kids didn't see us win this game today, but hey, I'll show them tomorrow and they'll know it's not their fault, right? I don't know what was going on tonight because they've had enough rest. And I think what it is with too much rest, they don't do well. They just did not seem to be on the same page with one another. They were discombobulated as a team and made a lot of mistakes, including turnovers and just getting blown by, and Ottawa played really well. Like, totally handed it to them. They probably should have won this game. Adam Gaudette, 2 goals. Dude, okay. Including the first one. I don't know what Aiden Hill was doing here. He got a little bit pushed, but had plenty of time to get back into position, and then just chose not to. And Gaudette gets to this puck, and he showed immense strength to be able to get to this puck and just kind of flicked it towards the net, and it went in, and that was a bad goal to allow from Aiden Hill. And then later in the period, Claude Giroux, who tends to score these ridiculous goals against us. There was that one that he scored from the neutral zone in Ottawa against Logan Thompson like 2 years ago. And this one where it's blocked or something. It's just a roller of a puck that like hits him after going through Braden McNabb's legs and then goes 5-hole, or hit him and then it went through. I don't know. It was a bad goal either way. Good for Giroux, but like, and I'm just sitting there stunned like, okay, but the Knicks show up.
Who, me? Yes, me. Couldn't be. Then who?
I'd like to say that it was in part due to the fact that I was giving my son ice cream at this time, that the hockey gods rewarded me with being a good father for giving them a bunch of sugar. Because I didn't see either of these. I heard them happen and my son got super excited. Oh man, I love it when he was like, Dad, 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 look, look. Nick Waugh on this one, he sends a shot wide from the slot and it rings around, but Hanfin kept it in, sends it across, Pearson has it, and threads the needle over to Nick Waugh through. It looked like 5 people, it could have been like 1, but still finds Nick Waugh on the other end of the ice, who then gathers the puck, collects it, looks up, and then just snipes it past Olmark to make it a 2-1 game. And he picked his pocket. It was so beautifully placed. Not only the pass, but also the goal from Nick Waugh. And I think it was like 30 seconds later, no, 20 seconds later, even better, Schwind sends it in, but Olmark grabs the puck and then he passes it out, but he didn't really get a ton on it, and so it ends up on the stick of Holtz. who then Olmark was able to get back into his net, and the puck is there. It goes over to Nick Hague, who then winds up for a Hager bomber, blasts it. It goes off of an Ottawa Senator and then back into the back of the net to make it a tie game 2-2. First Hager bomb of the season. Fantastic, kind of. The kind of was about it being a Hager bomb, not the how awesome it was. But with less than a minute and a half left in the first period, Drake Batherson has the puck, sends it in. Tim Stützle is battling with Braden McNabb against the boards in Vegas's defensive zone. McNabb grabs it and then sends a perfect pass right over to Drake Batherson as he's trailing in, and he snipes it past Hill. It's 3-2 Ottawa. This is less than a minute after Vegas ties the thing, and they just immediately give the lead right back. But in the third, no, I skipped a period with second. The top line was not as dominant for Vegas tonight. However, they still were pretty freaking good, and it leads to another goal from Rocket Richard hopeful Ivan Barbashev. Hanifin over to Petra on the point, sends it on. It's tipped by Barbashev and into the back of the net. Tie game 3-3. That's where the 3 was coming from, not the third period, although I'm super excited to get there. Mostly because the only other thing that happens in the second period was Adam Gaudette getting a second of the game, and it was a power play goal, which the penalty kill for Vegas has been suspect recently. However, they looked pretty good on this kill, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Adam Gaudette buries it to make it a 4-3 Ottawa lead going into the third. He's the trailer going in on the power play. He gets the puck in the slot, skating in, only has White Cloud in front of Hill. White Cloud kind of screened Hill, but like at the same time, I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with Aiden Hill so far this year. He has not been the best. However, in the third period, he did settle down and he was really good. And our defense has not been that good, as much as I have been touting it this whole season, including last video about Shea Theodore's contract extension. It's not been great. They have not been in their form, and that's been seen by the amount of goals we've let in. So our penalty kill, our defense, and a little bit our goaltending has not been the greatest so far to start this year, but you know what has been? Our power play. For the first time in franchise history, our power play is good, and it's something that I am like, yeah, I'm confident in our power play, which was weird because for the first minute of this power play, I was like, oh joy, no, not at all good. The first power play that we had that we didn't score on, most of it I was like, okay, yeah, like we didn't score, but like it looked pretty good, and then this one was awful. But with 6 seconds left to go on the power play, this play forms out of nowhere. Eichel, with a perfect pass over to Stone, who's behind the goal in Gretzky's office, passes it up front to Hurdle, who's in front of the net, like he has been, and he buries it 5-hole past Linus Ullmark to tie the game. Oh, there was like 3 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the game, and we tied it, and it was fantastic. And it was like, oh, okay, huge sigh of relief. We can go to overtime, and Vegas scores again. Wait, what? Exactly 1 minute later, Vegas on a breakout. Tanner Pearson with the puck pulls up, sends it over towards Keaton Colesar on the other side of the ice. On this partial break, he grabs the puck and absolutely rips a piss missile to go past Linus Ullmark to take the lead with less like 2 minutes left, not even? Yes, even, plus 11 seconds. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left, and it was an absolute rip. Like, this was a beautiful snipe from Keaton Colesar. But the thing is to draw the power play that Tomas Hurdle scored on, and then earlier that pass to Nick Waugh, and then this pass to Keaton Colesar, Tanner Pearson had himself a night. And he was kind of not incredibly visible throughout most of the game, but when he was, it was incredible stuff from this guy. And that's exactly what you want from your depth players, and Tanner Pearson has just been proven to be a great professional tryout to signed player on our team. Great stuff. And we took the lead with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go. The Senators immediately pull Ullmark, and Vegas gets the puck over to Barbashev, who then rips the empty netter and gets his second of the night. 7th of the year, and we're only 8 games in. 8 games in, and he has 7 goals. Which, there's no way he continues at this pace, right? But, like, it's fun. And, hey, only person with more goals than Ivan Barbashev so far to start the season is Nikita Kucherov. In 7 games? 7 games. So, you know, good for you, I guess. And Nico Hischier in 10 games has 7 goals, and Ross Colton also has 7 goals in 8 games as well. So Ross Colton and Ivan Barbashev so far, great. Nico Hischier and Nikita Kucherov obviously also great, but like, yeah, that's the company Ivan Barbashev is leading the NHL in goals with, so fantastic stuff from the cigarette machine. Barbie, just Barbie. And for some reason he had to apologize to Jack Eichel on that one. I don't know why, but hey, that was a thing. That was 3 goals in 85 seconds. 385. Fantastic stuff from Vegas to steal this game. 2 other things before I get away from this. Nick Hague didn't play in the 3rd period. He went back into the tunnel towards the end, if not after the 2nd period, and he didn't return. And Bruce Cassidy, when asked about his availability for tomorrow's game, because we're in a back-to-back, he was not sure. He didn't know what was going on. So we'll find out tomorrow, I guess. But that would mean either Theodore goes back to the left side and we put Korzak in, or Ben Hutton gets in for a game, which I like Ben Hutton. He's also Barbie because of the Vancouver Canucks clip. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. And Aiden Hill tried a goalie goal. He tried to bank it off the boards, and he just he missed by a couple of feet, but like it was the closest a Vegas Golden Knight has gotten towards getting a goal as a goalie. So here's the thing. I tweeted out goalie controversy ? Because it's a fun narrative. Aiden Hill has not looked great to start this year. However, I don't necessarily think that it's him, and a lot of our fan base is throwing him under the bus and saying, oh, this guy's never been a start, like, because he hasn't played this many games in the year. Great, but we're only 8 games in, and this is his, what, 5th game of the season? He shouldn't need to be looking like he's already at that point. And the thing is he's shown that he can, through a stretch, just dominate and be fantastic. And he won us a Stanley Cup, and I don't understand why we're just throwing him under the bus. The only goalie that we haven't thrown under the bus when they weren't playing well has been Marc-Andre Fleury, which I get because he's the GOAT, right? But at the same time, like if Samsonov were to falter the same way, we'd be saying the exact same thing about him. We've already said about why did we trade Logan Thompson, because but like Logan Thompson has to be traded. And the goalie controversy, I think, is even though Samsonov's stats are better, including the expected goals allowed or whatever, goals saved above expected, I don't think Samsonov's the better goalie. I do think that Hill is our starter for a reason, and I want to see him find his game a little bit, but like, let's just give him a little bit more leeway than 5 games, guys. Samsonov's stats are better. Our defense has not played nearly as well in front of Hill this year. I don't know what it is. Samsonov has looked shaky in his own net. And I'm not trying to say that's a bad, like I just am saying something that I've noticed is that he has played really, really well and really solid hockey, but so did Aiden Hill in the 3rd period, which is why we held them to 0 goals in the 3rd period, because our defense was still suspect. And we only had 5 defensemen playing in the 3rd period, and he just stood on his head when it mattered most, which helped us to steal that victory. Obviously, we couldn't have done it without Tomas Hertl, Keegan Kolzar, and Ivan Barbashev, but, well, maybe Barbashev's, but hey, no, it's Barbie. But he was a part of that win in that 3rd period, being Vegas dominant. There was another video that circulated online on NHL's Facebook page, which I didn't see on their Twitter page, which was this 3-year-old doing the roster read for the Ottawa Senators. That was extremely cute. Brady Ketchup and Trail Mix Hammonick. It was so adorable, and I felt really bad for her and her specifically. That was game 8. It was a wild one. Oh my goodness, there was the 2 minutes in the 1st period that were just insane, and then the 85 seconds in the 3rd period that were absolutely insane. That was all Vegas really needed to come away with the win here, which goes to show that even though we had the amount of turnover that we had, the lack of defensive oomph and goaltending tonight, we were still able to pull out this win. Because it's the Vegas Golden Knights at home, which the Vegas flu is back, maybe, yeah! Great game. Game 8, and happy Nevada Day. Go Knights go. That's gonna be it for Game 8's Nightly Review. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.